Hey, howdy, hey, it's a huge ass dude. It's a huge ass dude because I don't swear much. And a friend of mine sent me this video, asked me to check it out and see what I think about it. And so here we go. Hopsin, I have heard of Hopsin. I have not really given him a chance in terms of listening to his music. I know that I watched like an interview where he was talking about Eminem, and he was talking about how he got he was inspired a lot by what Eminem would do, and he took a lot of that like dirty, graphic, violent stuff, and he kind of incorporated that into his style and his music a little bit. So I know he's I know that much about him. But I've never actually sat and listened to any one of his songs like all the way through. Just I don't know, like I wasn't that into it, like because I knew that he was trying to imitate something and trying to like branch off from Eminem in a way. I just was kind of not. I wasn't really attracted to it. But a friend of mine asked me to listen to this. It's "Ill Mind of Hopsin 7." So I'm assuming that means that there are six other "Ill Mind of Hopsin" songs and videos. Um, I'm kind of just picking up right here. I will say right off the bat that this looks like this was shot out at El Mirage, which is in my area. There's like the Mojave Desert. I can see those hills back there. I mean, it could be Arizona, it could be someplace else, but I recognize those buttes right there, and the dry lake bed that he seems to be walking in looks like El Mirage. It looks like it was shot out here in California, up in my area. Uh, but we'll see. So Hopsin, let's go. This is for you, Kevin. Let's see what I think. Huh? Yeah, see those Joshua trees? That's a Mojave Desert thing.
It's us, mind, power. Live life, mind, power. It's
Okay.
us, mind, power. Live life,
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah, that's gotta be
Fuck anybody I might alarm. Life is a tour, I sit and ride along. Taking some notes and then I write the songs. I'm staring down the road, my life is gone. Is this where I belong? Is it wrong to not believe in right and wrong? My mental state is fucking me up and I cry to.
Is it wrong to not believe in right or wrong? Interesting. It's a fun little thought. I think I think that the question implies that uh, you do believe that there is something right or wrong, right? That's a mind that's a trip. I like it. I like that. I like where we're going with this.
Upon while asking you for some answers, but we don't have that type of bond. Now my desire's gone, and with the way that I've been living lately, if I died right now, you turn the fire on. Sick of this bullshit, nigga.
Oh, wait a minute. If I was to die right now, you'd turn the fire on. So is he talking to God? That's what it sounds like. He's talking to God. And he's not happy. So, okay.
Niggas call me a sellout, cause I hopped in Christianity so strongly then I fell out. Now I'm avoiding questions like a scared dog with his tail down. Feeling so damn humiliated cause they looking at me like I'm hellbound. What story should I tell now? I'll just expose the truth. I'm so close to the fucking edge, I should be close to you. But who the fuck are you? You never show the proof. And I'm only fucking human, yo, what am I supposed to do? There's way too many different religions with vivid descriptions, begging all fucking men and women to listen. I can't even beat my dick without getting convicted. These ain't wicked decisions, I got different intentions. I've been itching to get it, I've been giving assistance, but the whole
Okay. Yeah. That struggle right there, man. That's real. But I don't want to speak to that yet or give my opinion on that. I'm a religious person. I am a Christian, Catholic specifically. and but I want to hear what he has to say completely, like from front to back, because this is deep stuff right here. This is heavy, and I get the frustration like a lot, that he's speaking about. So yeah. No, let's go. Let's get it.
Fucking system is twisted. Now I'm dealing with this backlash because Marcus isn't a Christian, and I've been told that my sinful life is an addiction, but I can't buy it. It's just too hard to stand beside it. I need an answer, humans can't provide it. I look at the earth, the sun, and I can tell a genius.
So I like where he's going here. Humans can't provide it, and I agree with him 100%. Agree with that. I think he's onto something right here.
This man designed it. It's truly mind-blowing, I can't deny it. Is heaven real? Is it fake? Is it really how I fantasize it? Where's the Holy Ghost at? How long does it take a man to find it? My mind's a non-stop tape playing and I can't rewind it. You gave me the Bible and expect me not to analyze it? I'm frustrated and you provoked it. I'm not reading that motherfucking book because a human wrote it. I have a fucking brain, you should know it. You gave it to me.
Okay. All right, cool. No, let's go. These are legit concerns. Like, all right, let's just go. I don't want to keep stopping.
You think to avoid every useless moment. It was a mission that I had to abort, cause humans be lying with such an inaccurate source. It's gonna be hard to put me back on the course. Next Jehovah's Witness to come on my porch, I swear I'm slamming the door. A lot of folks believe it though, but I'm not surprised. Humans are fucking dumb, still thinking that Pac's alive. I ain't trying to take your legacy and torture.
Yeah, that Pac's alive, Tupac. Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, there's a lot of people that do think he's still alive. I don't know why. It's a ridiculous conspiracy theory.
Down, I'm just saying, I ain't heard shit from the horse's mouth. Just sheep always telling stories of older guys who were notarized by you and you finally vocalized. Now I'm supposed to bow my head and close my eyes and somehow let the Holy Ghost arise? Sounds like a fucking poltergeist. Show yourself and the boom is done. Every rumor's gone. I no longer.
Yeah, I get that. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't want to find out about God through another dude, from other people. People make mistakes. Humans have error. And a little preview. That's why I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I'll get to that. But let's keep going.
Longer doubt the shit, you're the one. I'll admit that my sinful ways were stupid fun, and all my old habits can hop on top of a roof to plunge. I donate to a charity that could use the funds. Fuck the club instead of bitches, I'd hang with a group of nuns. And everyone I ran into it know what I came to do. I wouldn't take a step unless it was in the name of you. I hate the fact that
I get this. I get this so much. Like, he believes in God, and he believes everything that God has and offers and wants of him. And he knows that there's a right and there's a wrong, and he knows that he wants to be with God, and he's doing all this in God's name. But it's like this, am I sure that I'm believing all the right things? That's crazy. I want to go. I want to keep going. Let's go.
I have to believe you haven't been chatting with me like you did Adam and Eve. And I ain't seen no fucking talking snake unravel from trees with an apple to eat. That shit never happens to me. I don't know if you do or don't exist. It's driving me crazy. Send your condolences. This is me reaching to you, so don't forget. If hell is truly a pit of fire and I get thrown in it, I'ma probably regret the fact that I ever wrote this shit.
Yeah. That's real. That's true. That's Pascal's wager right there. The whole idea that is, if you do, what bet do you want to make? Like, what's more likely? Is it more likely that God is real, or that he's not? Okay, well, if God's not real, then you die, and you lived a bad life or a good life, it doesn't matter. You die. You just cease to exist if God's not real. But if he is, all of a sudden you got something to lose. And even this song, he's like, I'm recognizing, even this song, casting all this doubt, just exposing my skepticism right now could potentially offend you, right? Like, in some way. I mean, I don't know if God really would punish someone for being honest and for sharing about their journey. I mean, God makes good come out of everything. So even if he was to say terrible things and we were to talk about it and everyone got something out of it, I think that that redeems it. It makes it good. But let's keep going.
My gut feeling says it's all fake. I hate to say it, but fuck it, shit, I done lost faith. This isn't a small phase, my perspective's all changed. My thoughts just keep picking shit apart all day. And in my mind, I make perfect sense. If you aren't real, then all my prayers aren't worth a cent. That will mean that I can just make up what my purpose is, and I can sit in church and just say fuck in the services.
Yeah.
Man, what if Jesus was a facade? Then that would mean the government's God. I feel like they've been brainwashing us with a...
Yeah, if Jesus is a facade, then that means the government is God. Oh, like that alone. Like, okay, that's a good reason to want to believe in God. I'm not a fan of the government, man. And you can see how they're screwing up everything. I mean, I live in California. The homeless problem out here, San Francisco, LA, like, it's bad. It's bad. These people, government is not the answer to, like, the world's problems. So this is crazy. Like, it's cool because it's like this really deep internal battle that he's bringing out, and he put it on paper and he put it into this rap, and this is really cool. I'm really liking this. I had no idea how ill Hopsin's mind was, and I'm glad he's doing it. I'm actually really glad that this conversation is starting.
Lot, so much that we don't even notice that we're stuck in the box. Man, everything is what if. Why is it always what if? Planet Earth, what if? The universe, what if? My sacrifice, what if? My afterlife, what if?
Yeah.
Every fucking thing that deals with you is fucking suspect. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Damn.
This is my fucking life and I'm living it. I'm having fun.
Yeah. I get it. Like, I get where it's coming from. I get where this is coming from. I really do.
If you really care for me, prove that I need to live carefully. But I'll be damned if I put my own pleasure aside for an afterlife that isn't even guaranteed. We are you, and you're us. Stop playing games.
We argue and you are us. Like, if God was us, I wouldn't believe in him. Like, for real. But he's got a little bit to go still, so I don't want to keep going.
My life's all I got, and heaven is all in my brain. And when I feel I'm in hell, my ideas are what get me through pain. Do as you please, and I'll just do me. I'm a human, I'll stay in my lane. Ill mind.
It's us, mind, power. Live life, mind, power.
Death, life, mind, power. I think that's what he's saying here.
It's us, mind, power. Live life, mind, power.
Let me see if there's any more here. This is just a long walk into the sunset. Let's see. Yeah, long walk into the sunset. Like 50 seconds of walking into the sunset. Okay. So, let me stop it here. Gosh. There's so much to unpack in this. Like, so I'm a catechist. I teach a confirmation class in the Catholic Church. It's one of the sacraments that we go through. So, what confirmation is we confirm and affirm the faith of people who they want to enter into like an adulthood, basically. It's like an initiation into Christian adulthood, and they get a blessing during that sacrament that's permanent. And so I teach for 2 years. I teach a program, just kind of going into why we believe what we believe, and making sure that if you're going to be confirmed as a Catholic, as a Christian, it's for real. Like, you know what you're getting into, and you're not just doing it because your parents are forcing you to, which is the thing that I can't stand. I'm not about making fake believers or fake followers of Christ. Like, if you're gonna believe in it like for real. This whole song, and I've only seen it one time. I would love to go through this again and just break it down, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it like a crazy long video either. The name Israel means to wrestle with God. I believe it's Israel means to wrestle with God. And it's because in the Old Testament there's I oh man, I'm gonna mess this up. He's either Isaac or Jacob. One of these two guys had wrestled with an angel of God, basically wrestled with God on a mountain, and then after that wrestling match, where he wouldn't give up, God renamed him. He gave him a new name, Israel, which means he who wrestles with God. And so the Jewish people have always had this deep in their culture and in their faith, where they're wrestling with God, wrestling with this. You can't understand him, right? He's so far above us and greater than us in everything. You can't wrap your mind around him completely. And so there's so much mystery. There's so much we don't understand. And then what Hopsin said, I mean, this whole like everything that I hear about you is coming from another person. All right, and I mentioned that. Well, that's why I'm Catholic. That's why I believe in Jesus Christ. And he mentioned all these religions, 10,000 religions, started by men, women, children, like it doesn't matter what, all believing in different things, all of them telling you different, this is what you can and can't do, this is what heaven is, what hell is, too much. It's just so much information. Of all of them, in the ancient religions, the first one, where the very God that founded the religion, the very man who founded the religion was the God that religion worshipped, was Christianity. All the other religions, even Judaism, was God speaking to a man who then shared that information with everyone else. The prophet, or the person who brought the word of God, revealed God to his people, was always a man. Muhammad, just a man. He's not a god. Buddha, just a man, not a god. All the Egyptian gods, the same thing. It was, hey, this God came down and showed himself to me, and I have this information now. Christianity was the first religion where the very person who was revealing God claimed to be that God. It was like God himself. Like Hopsin said, he wants to hear it from the horse's mouth. Well, it's like the horse came down to earth and opened his mouth and started speaking, because he was God. And you can see that in the New Testament multiple times, where Jesus says, the Father and I are one. When they ask him, when some of the Pharisees and scribes start asking him, who are you? You're just a son of Abraham and all this kind of stuff. He basically says, before Abraham and Moses, I am. So there are several times in the Bible where and this is what really made them upset at him, the Pharisees and the scribes and the religious leaders of the Jews, was because he claimed to be one with God, to be the Son of God, which was that was like blasphemy, because God would never become a man. He would never stoop that low to becoming a man. As Christians and Catholics, we believe that he did. I don't know if Hopsin learned that. I don't know if he was told that. I don't know if this is something that he ever heard. A lot of times people grow up in their faith, and they get it from their parents, and they just take it for granted. They just believe it. So like, I get where he's coming from. If it's like this whole, like, my parents told me all this, and I was a Christian, and I was trying to be good, and I believed in heaven and hell, but like, it's just like, but this is just another one of these religions. It's just like one of the same 10,000 religions. It's started by a dude. Well, not really. And the same thing, talking a lot about the pain in this, and he just wants to live his life. Like, God wants you to have fun. But it's like making music. And I think Hopsin would understand this completely. There are rules. If you want to make good music, You got to follow the music theory. You got to follow the rules. You got to stay on tempo. You got to stay on beat. In a sense, every single person lives a life and they're making a masterpiece, a work of art for God. And if you don't follow the rules, the end result is not pretty. It's not. You can't call it art. You can't call it beautiful. And God deserves the best. I mean, He gave you everything. So like I get the reluctance. I get the fact that it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. Being a follower of Jesus Christ is like one of the hardest things to do in your life. It's a lot of sacrifice, and it's a lot of the same struggle. No matter how much I learn about my own faith, I'm always learning more and more and more. But it's like it really, all I'm doing is learning how much I don't know, how much I don't understand. I don't understand how in the world God was both a man, completely a man, and completely God at the same time. That's just like, there's nothing for me to use as like a reference point to say, I get it, like that. Yeah, it's like this thing. Well, not really. I mean, the closest thing is the burning bush. I don't know if you've heard the story of the burning bush in the Old Testament. It's like this bush catches on fire and Moses sees it and God starts speaking to him from the bush. The bush is alive, engulfed in flames, but the flames are not consuming the bush. The fire is engulfing the bush, but it doesn't consume it. That's the closest parallel between, that's the closest like visual we have to Jesus. A man, the bush, engulfed in, completely a part of the divinity of God, and is God, but he is not being destroyed by it. He's not being consumed by it to the point where he ceases to be man, or the bush ceases to be the bush. That's like the closest I can get to it. So when you hear the words coming from that man's mouth, which are recorded by men, and yeah, they didn't get it all, but we got a lot of it. We hope, and we have faith that we got the things that really mattered in the Bible, in the books of the Bible. And then the Catholic Church, when it put those books together and it made the New Testament canon, we believe that the Holy Spirit guided that process. And they were very meticulous. The bishops that picked those books and those letters, they made sure that it didn't contradict any of the tradition that had been, the oral tradition that had been passed down from the 12 apostles, the people who knew Jesus and heard it from the horse's mouth. So the closest thing we have to hearing it from the horse's mouth, this is what I believe. Again, I believe in this because there's really no way for me to go and prove it. Like, this is the closest thing I can get to proving it, right? And I will say this. You have to be able to disprove this first. This is like the boldest claim of all religions in the world. This is the closest we have to a religion saying, other than these guys who show up, and they say, I am Jesus incarnate. And, there's a lot of guys imitating that. A lot of people imitate Jesus, but very few people come out and say, I am God. Hear my words. And then when they die, I don't know if anyone believes them anymore. Because the thing is, they can't come back from the dead. Jesus was the only one who did that. Something else too. But I'm kind of rambling now. Shoot. I get where he's coming from though. And I get the mystery and the skepticism, and it's just like, why is this like this, and why can't I just do what I want? And it seems like he's in a place where he's not, where the struggle has gotten to him, and he's kind of let it go at this point. He's kind of let go of that relationship he had with God. And I can't say that that's good or bad, because God works in mysterious ways. Maybe just maybe if and when he starts to consider or do this struggle with God again, it will become something that is real. Maybe something he'll learn something new, or it'll click. I don't know. But at that point, he'll have left and come back, and the story of the prodigal son will apply. Like, he'll be able to come back and really understand and know now what it is that he left behind in the first place. That seems to me more valuable than just believing in it because, well, I'm not sure, but I'll just stick with it to play it safe. Because that's not authentic love, and that's not loving God. Just play it safe. So I like this. I'm glad this conversation's going on, and I hope I'm not going on too long with this. But thank you for listening. If you listened, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope to see some more videos like this. I'll definitely listen to Hopsin a little bit more after this. So thank you, everybody. Now I gotta figure out how to close it. Man. Come on, float. Where are you? There you are. Okay.